Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Authentically Albertan. Today, I'm excited to be back here in Grande Prairie, and this time I am joined by Cody Derksen.
What's up, everyone? My name's Cody Derksen. I'm a singer-songwriter from Grande Prairie, Alberta. And yeah, I'm a Northern Alberta tradesman, and I'm currently working as an electrician. But this song I wrote for you today is called True North Troubadour. And it just kind of encompasses Northern life, being on the road, being on the run, running from issues, not dealing with them. Stuff that I think a lot of people can resonate with. And yeah, I hope you like it. She was from Minnesota. She was a little bit older than me at that time. She's got jet black hair and blue eyes that'll tend to freeze you. Runs her mouth and acts like she don't need you. Said she's been looking for a lover that won't just keep her in the covers. Says that's just not her style. She's into long walks, so I don't talk much. She likes holding my hand. Went from friends to lovers. She don't know she's got a runner. True North Troubadour, why do you leave them wanting more? 'Cause I like the rain and thunder, sparking up my lighter, running wild and being free. And I don't see it as an issue. You're just mad I don't need you. I got problems, can't resolve them, like being a stranger, running from my issues. Nothing I ain't been through, but now I talk too fast and I've got real good at acting, telling lies that'll have no traction. True North Troubadour, why do you leave them wanting more? 'Cause we like the rain and thunder, sparking up our lighters, running wild and being free. And I don't see it as an issue. You're just mad I don't need you. This next song I got for you guys is one that I wrote after I went on a hike in Jasper, actually, and the hike was called Sulphur Skyline. And fitting, that's the name of the song. It's just I don't know, for me, being in nature and stuff, kind of where I collect most of my thoughts and stuff like that. So it came out easier when I got back to the cabin, just being done that hike anyway. And yeah, this one incorporates a harmonica too. So this one's called Sulphur Skyline. Say you drive a plane on a Sunday to sulfur. Does God still talk to people up here? I wonder if we don't talk to see, forget where I am. Just kidding, I'll always trust in his plans. Won't miss a wink, a sunburn outside. Trees are all smiling and I recognize it's alright. There is no fear in my flight. My friends will hate me, they said ain't so. My dogs ain't running around you no more. Grass still ain't greener, it's all turned brown. People are pretending they're having fun downtown. Reality, simplicity, I'm drowning for pretending it's fine. So call me when the rocks fall right down from the ocean. The mountains all crumble from a heavenly notion. Screaming my prayers at the man stuck upstairs, and I'm falling from a rooftop, sinking, caught in snares. Still climbing mountains, still over you. Evening still a nightshade of mercury brew. I'm falling, singing about things that ain't true. Still telling tall tales, mom's looking inside, still looking for meaning behind bad riffs and rhymes. Life ain't been easy, just getting by, looking for good deals we won't recognize. I'm trying, find a difference between emotions and lies. Call me when the rocks fall right down from the ocean. The mountains all crumble from a heavenly notion. Screaming my prayers at the man stuck upstairs, and I'm falling from a rooftop, sinking, caught in snares. Telling tall tales, still over you. Evening still a nightshade of mercury brew. I'm falling, singing about things that ain't true.
I mean, those songs you just performed for us were wonderful.
Thank you.
Tell me, why did you choose those 3 specific songs?
I chose those 3 because they're all 3 are on my upcoming EP, and yeah, True North Troubadour gives you a look into my life, where I'm at, what I like, what I want people to pull from my writing. And
Was
like,
there a girl from Minnesota?
there was not a girl from Minnesota, unfortunately. It was just a good story, and that's it's kind of the way I like. I don't love explaining my lyrics because I think there's something beautiful about what the listener can pull from listening without any other information. So, but for this specific scenario, yeah, there was not a girl from Minnesota, unfortunately. It was like a mix of a few girls that I maybe had a relationship with, and just kind of, yeah, I'm good at making up situations in my head in that sort of scenario.
Daydreaming?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
daydreaming a lot.
100%.
How would you describe your sound in terms of musical inspirations?
So acoustically, it's got a more country-ish songwriter vibe. One of my favorite artists of all time is Towns Van Zandt,
Hmm.
and I really like Wetzel and Zach Bryan. Definitely one of my favorites, but my favorite rapper is definitely Mac Miller. Just I love his flow. I love his pure artist mentality. Same with Towns Van Zandt and Zach Bryan. And like I really try and pull from a lot of different genres and stuff like that. I wouldn't say I listen to everything because I definitely don't, but I would say my sound definitely with a full band leans more of a country-ish rock vibe.
Right.
Acoustically, probably a little bit more country, maybe a little bit more country rock. I don't know. I try not to throw myself into a genre like that. I just more am a singer songwriter and I make music, you know?
Right. Right. Try to have your own, it's your music and have it be very personal to you, to your style, to your signature, what you like, what you get inspired by, and not get hung up on whether it fits into this category or this category or this other category. I can respect that.
Yeah.
When it came to doing something else on the side when you're not performing, you also said that you had this trade career going on. What is it and how does it fit into, your experience as a songwriter?
You know what? I started real young, just working. My dad is an electrician. My grandpa's an electrician, so I'm a third generation now.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's a different type of work ethic you learn. Definitely, electrician gets dogged on a lot in the trades for being messy and stuff like that. But I have a lot of pride in it, and especially being from around here, you get to work in the elements that definitely create a certain amount of resilience, I would say. But yeah, those lessons I don't take for granted, and I don't take lightly. They're something I hold very dear, actually. And it transfers a lot into my writing as well. Like I tend to be very over ambitious. Like I work full time. I sing as much as I can. Like I gig on the weekends and stuff like that, and try to write a song a week. And yeah, I just I'm also doing voice lessons and guitar lessons. So there's not. I find I like to make myself as busy as possible because it helps my music. It helps me stay productive, and it helps me stay happy. To be honest.
Right. Do you sometimes set deadlines to yourself? You know, sort of push yourself to meet those goals that you set out.
100%. I tend to be a bit of a goalpost mover, but I will hit my goals eventually.
Well, it's tough. I mean, when you're juggling so many different things at the same time, it's tough to keep up and tough to maintain quality in it. It's very
100%.
challenging maintaining that balance of quantity of things that I can do and having the quality stick around too, because you're focusing so many different things in so many different areas and sort of spreading your focus into varying things.
It definitely is hard. And I just finished my fourth year schooling actually about 2 weeks ago.
Like an apprenticeship for electrician?
Yeah,
Ah,
I
gotcha.
just wrote my exams and stuff like that. But anyway, it's just like I made it to the top of that mountain, and it was really hard. It was really hard to do music on the side too, and like because I wanted to take both really seriously, just because I got a lot of pride in what I do, where I come from, and there's definitely not a lot of weight on being a third generation electrician.
I get it. I get it. One of my best friends, he's an electrician,
Mhm.
and we started working at the same place at a dry cleaner way, way, way before the show. And yeah, eventually he wanted to start his own career, and he saved up and he quit the dry cleaner, went to become an apprentice. And I remember it being a lot of early mornings for him and really having that effort put in. And yeah, yeah, you got to put a lot of effort. It's a lot of early mornings.
I would say that's exactly where I'm at. I'm in a transitional period. That's
Hmm.
why I went to Nashville these last 2 weeks. I just wanted to put my toes in the water, see if this was something I really wanted to pursue, see if I have the chops for it and stuff like that, if I can truly meet strangers and just be genuine and like just build good relationships and see if I love performing. And the answer is 100% yes and yes. And so I sold my house last year. I decided to downsize into a mobile living situation. So I
Hmm.
got that toy hauler and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm planning on doing a lot more shows in the upcoming year. And I want to do kind of a hybrid lifestyle with 6 months on, 6 months off till eventually maybe I can support myself off my music. Right now, I haven't done bad by any means. Like I've been booked at in Fort St. John for a festival, Dawson
Right.
Creek, and Latitude 55, and Red Rock Barbecue, and just like lots of places like that. And I'm beyond grateful for those opportunities. Like, because 3 years ago, I was just playing in my room, writing songs for me. I wasn't expecting to play this like that. I always loved music. I just didn't know I loved performing until I did it.
To really resonate with other people, because there's a certain level of confidence threshold that you got to get over.
one Hundred
You got to
percent.
get over, and you just got to play in front of a crowd and see who sticks around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot of knocks to the chin at first, definitely. But people have been nothing but supportive around me, and just really welcome me with open arms. And the tips too. If you open your ears, everybody will give you good tips, man. Like that's one of the reasons I took voice lessons. I took guitar lessons because some guys who had been doing it for a long time said it helped them. So why would it not help me? And like if you can get rid of your ego and put yourself through and actually learn how to do something, eventually you'll get good, I hope.
Right, humbling yourself and being open to taking lessons from people who are more experienced, who have already walked the path that you have walked.
100%.
Exactly. When it came to mentors, do you have anyone in your family who was a musician, who was involved in music?
Um, yeah, my uncle Peter always played music around the fire. More recently, I had like um a guitar teacher that was he was amazing, man. Like I didn't get to know him for very long. He unfortunately passed away earlier on this year, but I he was giving me lessons, and just like I would play my new songs for him, and he understood my dreams of like wanting to be a full-time musician and wanted to go to Nashville and stuff because he had walked that path.
Right.
And he got to introduce me to a lot of like older country music, and even 90s country music that I just hadn't got exposure to originally. And yeah, I'm beyond grateful for the short time I knew him. Rest in peace. That was David Milner. He was, yeah, I didn't get to know him for very long, but he definitely impacted me in a very positive way.
How'd you start this musical journey? I mean, you told me about your uncle who played guitar. Did he got you into it?
So when I was a kid, I took lessons, absolutely hated it, and I never picked it up till about like grade 9. And I realized it was if I choose it, then I like it. Which anyway, that was kind of from there. And then after I didn't perform live for a long time,
Hmm.
but then I was just done work, I think, or just about to go to work, and I always listen to like 97.7 when I get into the truck. And then they were talking about Soundcheck Music Festival. Please send your application. Today is our closing day. So I was like, screw it. They're probably closed up already, but may as well just send it. And so I did. And yeah, it ended up being an amazing event. I got in last minute, and yeah, it was like it's like a fundraiser type style. I can't really remember what it was for. I think it was for support for young mothers and fathers, young single mothers and fathers with children or becoming parents,
Right.
stuff like that. It was just like a charity fundraiser event, but it ended up being like a concert type setting. And I didn't win. But it was my first time on stage, and I ended up getting second and making around $500, which after that, just
It's a
ecstatic.
big boost in confidence for sure.
Yes. Yes, it was
How did
amazing.
it feel to? Was that your first performance in front of a crowd?
Yeah, first
How
one.
did that feel?
I
What's one
was
feeling that really describes it?
so nervous, like so nervous going up to it, just like practicing every day and still nervous and just like walking up to the stage, freaking out. Got on stage, nothing, no nerves, like nothing, just locked in, like narrow eyed to the crowd. And apparently I did pretty well because I placed. But yeah, I did just a bunch of my original songs, and they loved it. I loved it, and it was no fear. It honestly didn't hit me that way on stage the way I expected it to. It was just like
Yeah.
the upcoming. I was terrified. The minute I walked up the steps, all gone.
So tell me about this EP that you're putting together. What's on it? We know that the three songs are going to be on it. Does it have a name yet? And how big will it be?
It does have a name. It is called True North Troubadour. It is 7 songs long. It's hopefully will be done July 16th, 2026. So It'll be my like album release show will be at Big Energetic County Fair. It's a festival in Fort St. John. I'm
Hmm.
super thankful to Dale Plurd for getting me on that bill, with along with like High Valley, Blue Rodeo, and Roadhammers, and John Foster,
Nice.
some notable mentions. But I'll be playing my original songs there, and kind of what I wanted to do is really like explain Albertan culture. What is it like in northern Alberta for a 22-year-old guy? And so I there's songs from True North Troubadour, Too Young to Look This Old, Miserable Company, Great Northern Plains, and Sulphur Skyline, and there's a song called Traps, and like pretty much it's a concept EP, which it's like I'm hoping that people will pay a little bit of attention to the lyrics. Obviously, I want them to enjoy the songs and have a good listening experience, but I really wanted to encapsulate where I come from, what does it mean, what is it like, and what does it sound like, you know?
Yeah, man. So when is this festival happening? What's the date?
It's July 16th to July 18th in Fort St. John, Big Energetic County Fair. And it was just like, yeah, I had this video on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook that I posted. I was in a canola field with my kick drum and my harmonica and my
Hmm.
acoustic guitar, just playing a song. Wasn't expecting it to do well. And then this guy Dale Plurd just messages me and he's like, "I love the song. Would you like to be on it?" I was like, "Of course, yes, yes, 1,000 times yes." And so like I am ecstatic about it. I still can't really believe it's real. Like I literally cannot believe it. Like when I was going to college, for example, like I have to pass the recording studio every day to go to my class,
That's right.
and
Yeah.
then they got the pictures of some greats on the wall, and Blue Rodeo has a signed photo on there. And I just got to pass it every day. It's like wow, wow, wow. Every morning, just wow. You know, it's like just I don't feel like I deserve it. I don't feel like I'm supposed to be there, but I'm just happy as hell I am. You know?
That's right. Yeah, and put your best foot forward. See what happens. What would you say is the key to staying motivated while you're recording? Because in many times, when you're doing it live, you're in front of people, you see their energy, you see them resonate to your music, and that boosts you a lot. But I feel like in a recording room, you're there by yourself. You're at times just there basically just facing, what is it, the window,
Uh,
or
uh,
facing a
there
wall
is a window, but
sometimes.
most of the
Yeah,
time you're facing the producer, just playing with with a
exactly.
couple mics set up and stuff like that. You got a click track in your ear and
Like, it's
stuff
a
like that.
different atmosphere, it's a different environment. So how do
Hundred
you
percent.
push through that? How do you stay motivated?
Honestly, it's a good amount of suck it up, and it's a good amount of realizing the stuff you're making is bigger than you. You will be able. It'll be around when you're dead. It'll be around while you're 40. It'll be around when you're 25. So just if you're not putting your foot forward and not all your effort towards it, how can you expect somebody else to give away their valuable time or their day to listen to it if you're not going to put in the time, put in the effort, and put in the money too? Because like I wanted to, I could have done it myself. It would have been awful because I have zero technical skills on a computer.
Yeah.
So that's why I went that route. And like, it was a big investment for me, but I bet on myself. I bet on the people that I chose to do it with. And I'm nothing but happy with the way it's turning out. And I can't wait for the rest of the people to hear it.
Yeah. How do you start your songwriting process? Is there a place where you just lock down, shut down everything for a day except for songwriting?
I love daydreaming, bro. Like
Yeah.
especially like going through past stuff in my head, like replaying conversations or stuff like that, stuff I should have said,
Do
stuff
you
I wish I
journal?
said. I do, yes.
Very important.
And I just like I'll make something that hits me, like "Skies a Nightshade of Mercury Blue," for example, and then figure out how I sing that. And then you have a melody, you have a line, then you have to decide if it's a verse or a chorus. And then sometimes you'll start with a chorus and you'll finish the whole chorus, and then you'll have to make verses. Is like, what do I want that tone change to sound like? What do I want it to say is the most important thing to me. So I really take my time. But one of the most important lessons I could say for anyone trying to improve their songwriting is when you sit down to write a song, finish the song. Rough draft, done, night one. I don't care if you sit there for 4 hours. That song gets finished that day, and then you come back to it. Like I like to rewrite my songs like 2, 3, 4 times because like you can make a really crappy song really good if you rewrite it 3 times, as long as you're analyzing those lyrics, it's flowing well, and it holds up under a microscope, because I think that's really important too. Because a lot of songs, you look at them deeply, and line 3 doesn't make any sense with line 2, and line 4 is going to a completely different atmosphere. But when they're saying all the same melody, it still
meshes
meshes.
together.
But I
Yeah.
like to go a little bit deeper than that because I think it's important. I think art is important, and I love songwriting. So I've really just thrown myself into reps. I like just hammering it out songs, and like I might write 5 shitty ones, but I might write the 6th one that's amazing that I love.
But
And
you're happy with
yes,
finding that happiness within the song.
100%.
Yeah.
And I tend to stray away from it's like a magical pipeline of this song that hit me in this moment. I think you exercise it like a muscle, and
Right.
eventually it'll just flow out. Like so, right now I'll get hit with this like a lyric or something, and then I'll make a melody, and then I'll sit down on the page, no guitar or nothing, finish the whole song, and then after that I go, how do I sing this? How do I sing this? Oh, that doesn't flow. This doesn't flow. That doesn't rhyme well. This doesn't fit the scheme, and then rewrite it, and then I'll bring my guitar in, and then I'll be like, which chord progression fits this? Is it emotional, dark, sad, happy, whatever? And then after that, now you have a song, and if you need to rewrite it a couple times to make it sound good, that is okay. It is not bad to rewrite your work at all. I think there's something beautiful about it, about saying, this is not where I want it to be right now, but it can be.
Throughout this journey that you've had, balancing different aspects of your life, what would you say success means to you?
Good question. Hitting the deep ones. I would say if I could have a life where I put myself into my art and it was good enough where it upholds through time, and I lived a life pursuing something I was passionate about and didn't care about society standards and just pursued my thing, that is my version of success. I'm not really chasing cash, riches, or fame, or girls, or stuff like that. I mean, a wife would be nice, but it's not where we're at right now. And but I think success is more about the things you've built with your time, less than the stuff you can have.
Right. Yeah. Time well spent.
And I don't consider myself successful yet. So I don't know if I'm the right person to ask about what success feels like.
Well, what I've gotten from that question is that different people have different definitions of success throughout time, and it sort of changes. Time
100%.
changes that definition. So it's interesting to compare it to other people who have been in their field way longer. I'm talking decades compared to someone who's just started.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always interesting to ask. Cody, tell me, as someone who's surrounded by different musical inspirations, by a community of musical people, how do you set yourself apart as a musician?
Authenticity, I would say. It's like, I don't think it really matters what you're doing as long as you're doing your own stuff. You sat at home, you wrote it, you play it, you perform it. Doesn't matter how good you don't think you are, as long as you're being authentic, being true to yourself. I think i think that is the way you stand out, because I think we're coming into the AI age. We're coming into the labels pushing all the good music from their artists, which, no hate to that. That would be awesome to have a label. I don't, so I'm just salty about it. But or like Spotify taking all the streams over record sales and stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's just like, if you can be authentically yourself or authentically Albertan, I think that's the way you stand out.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good breakdown of things. Thanks for the plug there.
No problem.
We have one final question which we like to ask all of the artists, all of the entrepreneurs here on the show. If you had one word to describe yourself, which one would it be? And I'm already guessing which one it's going to be.
I would say songwriter.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Songwriter. I thought it was going to be authentic.
It's what I want to be.
Nice surprise.
It just like everything else is cool. I love performing live music. I love it. Like, it is so cool. I love listening to music. But the thing that I take the most pride in is songwriting.
Yeah.
That stuff is so cool to me. Like, I love analyzing lyrics and see what they were trying to say, what they were going through. And like when you look into like some of the best of all time, like looking at Bob Dylan, Townes Van Zandt, Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, like looking through their songs and seeing how they emulated their emotions at that time and how they phrase certain things, the rhyme schemes, and just like not stealing it, but just learning. Like, I love patterns, I love systems, and songwriting is a lot about that. So it's just like, that's really cool, you know?
Cody, thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you for coming here, for performing for us.
Oh, thank you.
It's been a great experience.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching another episode of Authentically Albertan. We'll catch you in the next one. Stay authentic. Well, and that wraps up another episode of StoryHive On Location Calgary. If you've got a story and want to be featured, don't forget to scan the QR code and apply to be a guest on our show. Stay tuned. See you next time.